Hi, welcome to this eFit home workout. Today's session is light movement for low mood. We know movement can be so beneficial for our mental health. So this is around 10 minutes of floor-based stretches just to help you gently ease in and open up the body. Just make sure you've got a mat or a soft surface to practice on. I'm going to start off in a tabletop position. So we're coming onto the hands and knees. Knees are about hip width apart. Always feel free to bring a blanket or cushion underneath the knees to create a bit of a soft padding between you and the ground. Spread the fingers wide, stack shoulders over the wrists. I'm going to start off by moving around in some circles. So just creating big circles with the body in one direction and the other direction. Just tuning into the breath here, breathing in deeply. Exhale. Just make sure you've gone round in both directions. And then finding some stillness in center. We're going to take 3 rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, opening the body, lifting the gaze, arching through the spine. Exhale, tucking the tailbone under, pressing into the floor, rounding through the shoulders. Inhale, opening. Exhale, reverse that motion, tuck tailbone, press into the ground, spread shoulder blades away from one another. Nice. Inhale, opening, lifting the chin. Exhale, tucking tailbone, rounding through shoulders. Inhale, flattening the spine. Take the knees a little bit wider, bring the feet together behind you, and then send the hips back towards the heels. Coming into our extended child's pose. Rest the forehead down. Now you might find this is a little bit uncomfortable for the feet. You can always tuck the toes under or bring a pillow between the hips and the feet. That's totally fine if you're a little bit more upright here. We'll take 3 breaths together, breathing in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One last breath, breathing in. Exhale. Nice, let's rise back up into that tabletop position. Bring the knees about hip width apart again. Spread the feet so they're equal distance away. And as you inhale, take that right arm up to the ceiling. So we're opening through the chest here. Nice. Exhale, thread that arm down and through. I'm going to rest the shoulder and side of the head onto the floor. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale, take that right arm all the way up. Try and lift the gaze. A really nice opening for the body here. Exhale, thread the arm down and through, just touching the shoulder and side of the head. 1 more time. Inhale, we open. Exhale, take the arm down and through, touch shoulder and side of the head. Nice. Inhale, bring that hand back onto the floor. Let's go for the other side. Inhale, left arm stretches up. Just trying to open the chest as much as possible. Doesn't matter how far you go. Exhale, we thread the arm down and through. A little touch of the shoulder and side of the head. Inhale, we go up, all the way back to the ceiling. Exhale, thread down and through. Try and touch shoulder and side of the head. Last time, inhale, we rise up. Exhale, we thread down. Inhale, bring that hand back onto the ground, spreading fingers, tuck the toes under here. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. So we're coming into our downward facing dog. Now you can lift the heels as much as you want to here. Just start to pedal the feet out, bending one knee, then the other. Just waking up the back of the legs here. Let's take 2 more breaths together, breathing in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring those knees down to the ground. I'm going to take the hips over to the floor and then stretch the legs out wide. So you just want to take the legs as far apart as you can here. Doesn't matter how far they go. Take ourselves over to the right side now. So thread this right arm underneath. Stretch the other arm up and over, coming into a big side stretch. Now, if this feels a little bit too much here, we can bring that right hand onto the floor, either straight or bent, to give us a bit of support as we reach the other arm up and overhead. So our focus here is just getting this stretch into the side of the body. Try and lift this top arm a little bit higher so you open the chest, gaze comes towards the ceiling. Let's focus that breath into the side of the body as we reach up and over. One more breath here, breathing in. Big exhale. Nice. Bring the chest back up. Let's just go straight over to the other side. So maybe you're going to thread the arm down and through, arm stretch overhead. We can bring the forearm down or just press the hand into the floor as you reach the other arm up and over. Just noticing how that feels compared to the other side. And knowing you're doing all the right things here. Doesn't matter how far you're going, just getting this movement into the body, the blood flowing, endorphins releasing. Breathing into the side body here. One more breath, breathing in. Exhale. Bring yourself back upright. We'll start to walk the hands through center. So start walking the hands forwards as you fold down into the middle. And you might find that being upright here is actually enough for you. And we just bow the head down, chin towards the chest. Maybe there's a little bit more length in the back of the legs and you can walk the hands a bit further. But you just find your own edge here. You find where feels right for you today. Knowing that every day will be a little bit different. Sometimes the hands will go further, sometimes we'll fold more, and sometimes we'll say, actually, a little bit less today feels better. Once you've found the most comfortable place for you, where you're getting a bit of stretch along the back of the body and the legs, we return to the breath. Taking 2 breaths here together, breathing in. Exhale. One more breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, walk those hands back towards you. Bring the legs together, swing them around to the end of the mat. Holding onto the knees and take yourself back down onto the ground. Keep the knees bent for now. I want you to take that right leg up towards the sky and just hold onto the back of the thigh. And again, you decide how far that leg's go. Maybe it goes a little bit closer to the chest, maybe the hands travel up. You can just hold on to the back of the thigh here and take some rotations with the ankle one way. And the other way. Take a big breath in. Exhale, cross the ankle over the thigh and gently bring that knee out to the side. So coming into something called reverse pigeon here. What we do is open up the hip and get a nice stretch through the bottom of the legs. Sometimes it doesn't feel so nice, that stretch, but it's doing wonderful things for your body. And you can stay here. If you want to go a bit further into the stretch, you can bring the legs towards you. Just catch hold either of the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. We'll just take one more breath here, breathing in. Exhale. Release the legs down to the ground. Let's swap over to the other side. So right foot comes onto the floor, left leg stretches up, clasp the hands behind the back of the thigh. We'll take those rotations with the ankle one way and the other way. Remember, you can decide how far that leg comes towards you. The closer towards the torso, you get more of a stretch along the back of the leg. So choose where feels right for you today. There's no need to push it further than feels good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, cross the ankle over the thigh. Let that knee come out to the side as we open through the hip. So this might be enough here, or if you want to go a bit further into the body, you can bring the legs towards you. You can hold onto the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. And just notice any sensations here. Notice how it feels compared to the other side. All of this is really great information about the body. Take one more breath in. Exhale, releasing the legs. Bring the soles of the feet onto the ground. And then with the knees bent, take the feet about as wide as the mat. Stretch the arms out wide. Then let the knees fall down to one side. Now, if this feels a bit too open for the upper body, bring the hands onto the torso. Sometimes when we're feeling a bit low in ourselves, this inward motion with the hands on the body can feel quite nurturing, quite nourishing as we bring that energy inwards. Two more breaths here, breathing in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, bring the knees up through center, and then just let them fall down to the sides. That might have a bit of a movement of the hips in the opposite direction to the knees and the way they fall. That just helps with the hips and the alignment of the body. Once you arrive in this twist on the other side, you can then decide maybe the hands are going to stay on the body here. Maybe actually that openness of the arms feels a little bit better today. And know that you don't need to commit to one or the other. You can always try these things and then move and adjust according to your needs. And allow the body to settle here, to ground down. As we explore any sensations that we feel, we simply observe without any judgment or expectations around what we should be feeling, what should be happening. We allow ourselves to be here. One more breath, breathing in. Exhale. Inhale, lift the knees up through center. Extend the legs out onto the ground. Bring the hands onto the body if they're not there already. So we come into our final resting pose called shavasana. The eyes can close down here if that feels okay, or the gaze can come to the ceiling. Soften the shoulders down away from the ears. Bring the chin in very slightly. And notice the ground beneath you here. Notice any sounds you can hear. Any smells. And know that however you're feeling in this moment, at this time in your life, it's going to be okay. And know that however you're feeling, whatever's happening at this time in your life, you can always take this moment to come back onto the mat, to reconnect with your breath, to gently move the body, however that may look for you. And just take that time for yourself, knowing that you're doing something good, doing something to elevate your body, your mind. Let's take 3 breaths here together. Breathing in. Open the mouth to exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. And a big release out. Now, as always, feel free to stay here for a bit longer if you wish, or you can start to bring a bit of movement into the fingers and toes, opening the eyes if they're closed, rolling over to one side. Coming back up to seated. And that's the end of today's session. Know that you can come back to this practice anytime that you need. I'll see you next time.